standards involve public perception of fairness, then the question becomes, is this helping the DOJ on that score?
Well, that's the other point here, Ari. Like, if Merrick Garland thinks that kicking this to Jack Smith from The Hague is going to take down the partisan pressure on him and make the right wing feel like this is a fair process, he's an idiot, right? Like, of course, wait till these people get into Jack Smith's laptop, wherever the hell that is, right? Wait till these people start going through Jack Smith's garbage can to find out his priors, right? Like, the idea that these people on the right who are in the cult of Trump are going to let this go because now we have Jack Smith. Like, is he insane? It's going to be the same appearance of partisanship. All he's done is delay when he has to make the call. Because again, as you pointed out, it's still his call. So like, what is he doing here? Ari, what I'm trying to get people to understand is the passage of time, okay? We are 14 months away from the New Hampshire primary, where Donald Trump will most likely be a candidate in that primary. How long do you think you have to charge him to get the trial going before the primary process? Because if you think Donald Trump's going to be sitting in a trial while he's also in the Iowa caucuses, I got another thing coming for you, right? So if you're going to charge him and get that trial any clearance from the actual primary process, you kind of got to go now, and all this process is going to do is add delay. And I just want to say one more thing to this argument that I keep hearing from Garland defenders that like, oh, actually, now that Trump is running for president, everything has changed the game. That is like a rancher opening the barn door, watching the horses run away and saying like, whoa, now that the horses are out, I need a special cowboy to come wrangle the... Trump might not even be running for president if Garland had done the things to hold him accountable before today. So he is literally responding to a problem he himself is part of creating.
Trump is not trying to win with this ridiculous immunity argument. He is trying to delay with this ridiculous immunity argument. He was due to be put on trial by Judge Tanya Chutkan and prosecutor Jack Smith on March 4th. Then he started making this immunity argument. Well, then Judge Chutkan ruled that immunity argument was wrong because, again, it is obviously wrong. But now he got to appeal, right? So that appeal took a month, right? Took a month for the D.C. Circuit to write it. Chutkan has already moved back her March 4th trial date, right? So what happens next? Well, he's going to take the D.C. ruling and appeal it to the Supreme Court. Now, again, when he gets to the Supreme Court, if the Supreme Court takes it, he will lose again because his argument is ridiculous. And I think even after what I heard yesterday, I do not think that there are 5 justices up there who will say that the president is immune from, that a former president is immune from prosecution. That's just not true, right? So I don't think they're going to do it. But the question is whether or not they grant the case at all and whether or not they allow him to continue to delay the start of his trial while he makes this ridiculous argument. The court doesn't have to take the case. And if the Supreme Court does want to take the case, it doesn't have to grant a stay. It doesn't have to stop Judge Tanya Chutkan from moving forward with her trial. But if there are 4 or 5 conservatives willing to allow Trump to delay, willing to allow him to essentially hack the legal process to try to keep himself out of jail long enough to run for president again, then Trump will potentially be able to delay his trial into the summer, through the conventions, maybe even past the next election, which is his whole game.
I know how numb we've become, but it's not normal. No other candidate for the presidency has ever had to pause his campaign to defend himself in multiple courts. And I would like to point out that in all 7 of his cases, no one doubts that he did these things. We're just sitting around patiently waiting to find out if the wheels of justice will grind fast enough for there to be any consequences. And the media is covering it like it's any other political story, like it's all horse race.
Subscribe to the Dummy Funnies now!